book lovers, it is G-Swizz here, and I am here today with a Top 5 Wednesday. If you didn't know, Top 5 Wednesday is now hosted by Sam at Thoughts on Tomes. I will link her channel and the Goodreads page down in the description so you can check them out. And today's Top 5 Wednesday topic will be your top 5 books that you definitely need to read before the end of the year. I've definitely got to read these before the end of the year or else I will not be happy with myself. Before I show you my top 5, I will address the fact that yes, there is a trundle bed thingy right behind me. Long story short, my baby sister is using it. She doesn't need it anymore because we finally got her a grown-up bed and my mom just randomly placed it in front of my bookshelf. So yeah, it's here until we decide to move it. Let's hope we do that soon. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to talk about the 5 books that I definitely need to read by the end of the year. I am going to share more books that I definitely need to read by the end of the year, probably in my mid-year book freakout tag. That's technically a question/prompt for that tag anyway, but out of all books that I need to read before the end of the year, this top 5 has priority. So I'm going to get started talking about them. The first book I have to bring up on my top 5 is the chunkiest of the lot, and that is definitely the main reason why I put it off for 2 years since reading the first book. Yes, that's right, this is a sequel, guys. That is The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. It has 781 pages in it, but within the week that this video will go up, the Tome Topple readathon will be happening, and it is my challenge this Tome Topple to get to this book as well as get to a couple of other titles, but this one has priority because I haven't read a Cosmere book since 2016 and that's the only Cosmere book I ever read, so I need to get into this universe and not be intimidated by this thickness. Speaking of thick books, I've got another one, and this is a book that I definitely need to prioritize this year because I put it off last year because the sequel got pushed back and then it didn't get pushed back, but then it still was kind of pushed back in a way. Like the last book is still coming out this year, but it's coming out in December. Still kind of pushed back, but not. But I definitely need to get to this one before I get to the last book, obviously, and that's Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. But the reason why I put this off is not just because that it's thick. I mean, like, it's not the fact that it's thick, really. It's just the fact that Queen of Air and Darkness was originally gonna come out in 2019 when this came out in 2017. So I didn't want to have to read this and invest time in it if I was gonna wait 2 years for the last book in the series. But turns out I don't have to wait that long. I literally have, oh my goodness, there's only 6 months until Queen of Air and Darkness is coming out. I'm getting to this one this year for sure. The third book that is on my top 5 today, book lovers, is also a book that I thought I was going to read last year, and I never got to it because they pushed the book back. I literally read every single book in the series back to back, month by month, only to find out that the last book was pushed back to 2018. And like, I was building up to it, and now I have no motivation to read it, but the series definitely needs to be finished. That series is the Fallen Kingdom series, and the book that I'm talking about is Immortal Reign. I've read all 5 of the previous books, and the fact that the publishers pushed the final book back by like a couple of months really got my motivation out of whack with this series. I definitely do want to know what happens, but there are so many other series out there that I'm more motivated to finish than this one, unfortunately. But hopefully that changes by the end of the year because I invested a lot of time in this series and now I don't want to finish it. But I technically need to finish it. It needs to happen. The next 2 books on my list are not series continuers. They are series starters that I needed to start like yesterday. I've been talking about this specific book on my channel for 2 years now. It needs to happen this year. It definitely does, or I honestly don't know what to do with myself. And that, my friends, is End I Darken by Kirsten White. I'm sick and tired of putting this book on TBRs and just not making it happen, so it needs to. It needs to happen. I need to rectify this. I really do need to at least start this series. I mean, like, I am a series finisher. I can technically finish the series this year. I mean, I should technically push myself to finish this series, but it will be a victory enough if I start it because I've had this book on my shelf since the book came out. I just want to say that I haven't touched it, but obviously I've touched it because I used this book as a prop in TBR videos, but that needs to change. I need to actually read it. I definitely need to read it by the end of the year, even if I don't finish the series. If I start it, it's a victory because I've been talking about it for years. And the grand finale out of my top 5 today, book lovers, will be Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Newbold. Now I simply just need to start this series because I need to jump on the hype train. Like, so many people are talking about this book. So many of my personal friends in the booktube community or just in the book blog community in general are talking about this book. They're loving the format, they're loving the audiobook, and they keep on saying if you love the Illuminae files, this is like the next best thing. This book isn't even a mixed media book. I think it's just all told in an interview format, which is really cool. It's something that's unique, it's different, and all the covers are just stunning for this series. The whole trilogy on my shelf, ready to go. It needs to happen this year. I just need to jump on this hype train because FOMO. So I guess that's gonna be it for this week's Top 5 Wednesday today, book lovers. If you want to purchase any of the books that I mentioned in this video today, all the book depository purchase links will be down in the description so you can check them out, you can purchase them, and you can help me out by doing so. And I also have social medias. I'm at G-Swizzlebooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/gswizzle. I have something in my eye. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.